Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. We have a Wrestle Dream on Saturday. Now, I won't lie to you and say I'm like really excited about this, like some of the other pay per views this year. The thing is, I think that a lot of people are feeling the same way. We had All Out, which I thought was a really, really great pay per view. I preferred it over All In. However, after All Out, we had Grand Slam, and we also had the fifth anniversary of Dynamite. A lot of build and a lot of really great matches that you think that you would see on Wrestle Dream were on both of those two shows. So unfortunately, the build for I think this entire not the entire pay-per-view, certain things I do feel like had a nice little build up, while other things is just like, all right, we just pulling this out of a hat and making it happen. Now, one thing I am excited about is that we do have two Ring of Honor titles being on the line here for the pay-per-view, one on the pre-show and another on the main card. It's something that I feel like Tony Khan should do more often if he wants to promote Ring of Honor, which I feel like there is almost zero promoting when it comes to Ring of Honor. And I'm really worried about that promotion. I don't know what we're going to do when it comes with that. However, I'm excited to see two Ring of Honor matches here. Now, we are going to talk about the main card. I believe there is 9 matches on the main card, and then so far just one match on 0 Hour, which is a pre-show. I don't know how many more matches Tony Khan going to add in, but he will add some more. So let's get into the card for Wrestle Dream. All right, so here's the full card for Wrestle Dream. It looks good, I think. But if you're watching on a weekly basis and you're not missing any of the shows, you're kind of just like, oh, we could do better than this. Now, let's start off with the first match that we have on 0 Hour. We have the Ring of Honor TV title on the line. Atlantis Jr., who's the champion, versus Brian Cage. Personally, I don't mind Atlantis Jr. with the TV title. He's actually been on the show sometimes, and personally I don't think that is something that he can be able to do long term. No stories out of him, nothing really other than him having some really great matches on Ring of Honor. So with that being said, I do feel like Brian Cage is overdue for a title. And we're not talking about no FTW title or whatever. A title like this I think would be really, really great for Brian Cage to have. I do feel like Brian can make more of a commitment to being on Ring of Honor. So for that reason, I feel like Brian Cage will end up taking this title. But then again, I could be wrong. Now we have the 2 out of 3 falls match with Beast Mortos. Beast Mortos, let me have your beast children. Lord have mercy. I love him. I love him so much. He's going against Hologram, Hologram for the kids. And with that being said, do I even have to explain that Hologram will win this? Hologram has just won, I believe, his 14th straight match in AEW. He has not lost anything. And also, this is important to say for anyone who didn't know, AEW has struck a deal with Fox Sports in Mexico. So you'll see more luchadors. You'll see Hologram pretty much being the king of the luchadors in AEW, if that's what they're going for. They're really making a big deal of Hologram. And unfortunately, if you ask me, I don't feel like he hasn't grabbed me yet. He has great presence in the ring. He's phenomenal in the ring. No personality, no nothing yet. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. For this, as much as I would love to see the Beast Mortals take the win, it's going to be Hologram once again. Now we have the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho versus Pastor Brisco for the Ring of Honor World Title. Where do I begin? I didn't want to see Chris Jericho on this pay-per-view. I didn't want to see him at all. However, this is what we got. Pastor Brisco said the other day, he don't even give a fuck about the title right now. This is personal, and I'm going to hurt you. That's what he said to Chris Jericho. And honestly, can I get in line so I can also hurt Chris Jericho? I'm over it. Honestly, Pastor Brisco, he comes on Ring of Honor, I guess every other week or 3 weeks or whatever. He has a match. There's no storyline with Pastor Brisco whatsoever since he's won that title. He had a little something with Beast Muertos, which was just Beast Muertos had pinned him on like Collision or Dynamite, and then they end up having a match because Pastor Briscoe was upset about it. But other than that, no, nothing since he's been champion, and it's been disappointing to me. The matches, no, the matches has been great, but I thought that with Mark Briscoe as champion, that the company would take a really great direction in terms of Ring of Honor, and honestly, nothing has really changed with Mark being the champion. With that being said, Chris Jericho has also held this title. Was it early last year, I want to say, or sometime last year, the year before Claudio got his hands on it. And it was boring. He did nothing. I don't even really remember him even being on the show. Neither one of these guys don't do it for me in terms of this title. I would prefer Mark Briscoe to retain because I just don't want to see Chris Jericho actually being on another show. So Mark Briscoe for me for the win. Darby Allin versus Brody King. Brody, please whoop his ass. And hopefully that might help him come to his senses. Honestly, I know Darby is from Washington, so it would be favorable for him to win, especially for the crowd. But Brody King, I would love to see more of him in terms of singles action. These two have been beefing for the longest. I don't know what, I mean, to be honest, Darby Allin, as silly as it seems, he had to give up his little title shot against Danielson. He would have been going against Danielson, at this pay-per-view. And unfortunately, Moxley was just like, bitch, I'm taking that title shot away from you. And that's what happened. So they still wanted Darby on the damn thing. So here it is, Darby Allin versus Brody King. And honestly, I prefer to see Brody win. I do love Darby, but Brody needs some opportunities for some W's, some big W's. Now, Hangman Adam Page versus Jay White. Lord, Jay White was just looking so delicious the other day on Dynamite. This right here, I was hoping that they were teasing that we would have gotten something between them at Wrestle Dream and that they were actually going to just let things play out until Full Gear, which is the next pay-per-view for next month. And unfortunately, that's not the route. I felt like, holy shit, they literally, Hangman and Jay just got together, last week. And then on Tuesday, we had him just basically coming out and saying, hey, man, I want to go against you at the pay-per-view. And I'm just like, that's not enough. That is not enough. You look at these two guys who are definitely the future of this company, and you give us something in like 10 days between the two of them. That's nothing at all. I don't like it. I wish it would have been something for Full Gear. And unfortunately, it's too quick. To be honest, I feel like neither of them can afford this L. Jay White's been gone for a little bit. He had a winning streak up until the point that he faced MJF for the world title, and that's when he took his first L in AEW. Hangman, he beat Swerve where it mattered the most, which was that match at All Out. So now Swerve is on vacation doing interviews and kissing babies and all that other stuff. Hangman should be taking the opportunity to make a bigger name for himself, just like what Swerve did after their match was it Full Gear? Yeah, after Full Gear last year. Hangman took quite a bit of a break while Swerve made a bigger name for himself. And I felt like that was a little bit of a downfall for Hangman last year. So now that the roles are reversed, this right here would be a big thing for Hangman to win. No clue what's going to happen here. It's hard to predict this one here. Unfortunately, there was not too much of a build at all. And I'm just talking not outside of AEW. I'm just saying just what we have here in AEW. Unfortunately, there's nothing for them to go based off of. Hangman, I think, should take this one. Now we have the TNT title on the line. Shibata, that's my boy, Shibata. I love him so much. Versus Jackson Perry. Jackson Perry. Here's what I think is going to happen. Jackson Perry is going to win. He's going to retain. But what I think is happening here is Shibata is somewhat of the stepping stone to get to Daniel Garcia versus Jackson Perry. And the reason why I say this is because on Tuesday, after Daniel Garcia had his little thing in the ring trying to make people feel like he was leaving the company or whatever, He went back there and then he's hugging everybody and all his friends or whatever. And then Shibata's like, yo, I'm going against Jackson Perry and I'm going to win, blah, 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 blah. And I felt like, they obviously have a friendship, Shibata and Daniel Garcia. And I felt like if he can't get it done, which I don't think he will, this will open a really great door for Daniel Garcia, who in his promo said that if you were a champion, I'll be watching out for me. So with that being said, this would be a really great title for Daniel Garcia to go for, whether he wins it or not. Ain't got nothing to do with me, up to God. But this would be a really great feud to see two young cats like Daniel Garcia and Jackson Perry in a nice feud, because I think that's what is missing for Jackson Perry, for him to have a really great feud with this title before he ends up passing it on to someone else. And I think Daniel Garcia and Jackson Perry would be great. Jackson Perry will retain. All right, we have the tag titles on the line, the Young Bucks versus Private Party. And I have to say, in my heart, I feel like the Young Bucks will retain, but I feel like the best case scenario, putting all biasness aside, would be for Private Party to win. This would be the perfect a shakeup for the tag division, which I feel like for quite some time has just been in limbo. The Young Bucks, I feel like, despite them being heels, and I love a good heel, I feel like they have not added anything to the tag division at all. To be completely honest with y'all, I have not seen them do anything since they've won this title that really matters for this division. And Private Party winning this is, I guess, hope for any other tag team that, holy shit, they recognize that there's other teams in this company other than the Young Bucks and FTR. This would be really great for Private Party to take the win and then open the doors for other tag teams who otherwise would not be getting opportunities for the tag titles. To really bring up this division. The tag division really, really needs it. No shade to the Young Bucks or whatever. Y'all have done good things for AEW, and it's killing me to say something nice about y'all. But the tag division, this is bigger than just y'all two and what y'all done for the company. The tag division, and I feel like within pro wrestling in general has been suffering, and AEW, we needed to get it together and have Private Party win this and then open the doors for other tag teams to also get opportunities for this. So Young Bucks, I think they're going to win. Up next, we have the international title on the line. We have our bruv William versus Ricochet versus Teasta. The only thing on this pay-per-view that matters to me is Teasta winning that international title. Can you believe it? The whole fucking earth might just shake up when Teasta wins this title. People have been waiting for quite some time for Teasta to get everything that he deserves. The other day when it was Uncle Don and William in the ring doing their little promo, I was very upset that Teasta did not come out to say a word. I was upset that it was, I don't know what it is, where it's just like, I understand Uncle Don saying Teasta to whoop his ass, but why couldn't Teasta just come out there his damn self and say, yeah, bitch, he sent me to come whoop your ass. What's up? Like, it would have been best case scenario to hear from Teasta, especially if he's going to be holding the title. It would be great to hear something from him. I would love to see him win. That's like the only right thing when it comes to this match. In terms of track record, it's been William winning. So I'm a little bit nervous, but Teasta, he needs this, absolutely needs this. Tony Khan, if you don't do anything else right on this pay-per-view, let Teasta get this title. Up next, we have the women's title on the line, Mariah May versus Willow. Willow, girl, you not winning this. We love you. I would love to see you with another title. Unfortunately, Willow has won 3 titles this year, and every single one of them, she was a transitional champion. It just has not been great. It has not been great in terms of her winning titles and actually having a run with the TBS title for her to give it to what's her name? Mercedes. She was just only keeping it warm for Mercedes. The what other title did she have? She had the CMLL women's title. She lost that to Zeuxis in a really not great match. Damn, did she have something else? Did she have something else? Oh yeah, she had the a New Japan Women's title. Now that one, I don't even remember what happened with that. Whatever the situation is, I just don't see her taking this. Mariah May, we have barely gotten a thing from Mariah this whole motherfucking time. I really do believe that it was going to end up being Mariah versus DMD at this pay per view, but DMD, they said that she too sick to leave the house, so this is the match that we're getting. And I do think that maybe full gear DMD Mariah, we'll see. But this time, Willow, baby, I don't see her taking a win. Now, before we get into the main event, we will be hearing from Swerve Strickland. Y'all know MVP has come to the company with Shelton Benjamin. They've been talking shit about Prince Nana, and they're looking to recruit Swerve. Now, I know a lot of people are looking more at Swerve is going to join that group. For me, I just feel like Swerve is not a group guy. He's definitely a lone type of person, and having a manager is just fine for him too. I really felt like Prince Nana and Swerve, I like them together. I do. But him being part of a group, I don't know. We tried this already with the what was the first one? Mogul Affiliates. Then they tried it with the Mogul Embassy, which I thought could have been a good fit for them. I don't really feel like the company really tried to do anything with all of them together, but long story short, I just don't see Swerve leaving Prince Nana. Now, a lot of people have said that perhaps if he don't end up joining, then we'll see the debut of Bobby Lashley, who come to kind of whoop his ass since he don't want to be in the group or whatever the situation is. I'm not sure. Just predicting here, I do feel like Swerve will stay with Prince Nana. And Bobby Lashley coming over to AEW, I'm not sure. That I can't say I'm sure, but it will be great to see Swerve come back and make his decision on all this that's been going on as of late. Main event, we do have Bryan Danielson versus our boy Mox. I love both of these guys. Even Moxley as a heel, and terrorizing our boys, Willie Yuta and Bryan. I still enjoy them all. Doesn't really matter to me. However, something about this story, it's like, okay, I see y'all doing something. I just don't know where we going with it. Danielson did an interview talking about how he can't even feel his arms. He's in pain and his neck and all this shit. And I'm just like, bro, like you're barely hanging on a thread. Actually hearing these things that Danielson is talking about all this injuries and stuff that he has going on kind of makes me feel like, bro, like you should just take a break and take care of that issue, all them issues you got going on. But the thing is that I don't want Moxley with this title. Moxley has already had this 3 times. If I were to pick somebody from that group, it would have been Claudio to take the title. To be completely honest, I would have preferred Claudio to take it off of Danielson. Will Danielson lose? I don't see it happening. However, I do feel like there's going to be shenanigans. Wheeler Yuta over there was crying, and he wanted Danielson to help him when he was crying on Tuesday after he got hurt with they kept hitting him with the hammer that you used to ring the bell. And Bryan just didn't even, I don't know if that was on purpose or what it was, but Bryan didn't help him until like the last second when the show was literally coming off air, which was hilarious. But it's either that Willie Yuta will end up turning his back on Danielson, or we're going to have someone new in the group. I do keep feeling like, I'm not sure, but I kept feeling like, okay, this group don't seem complete. There is someone. They can't get Willie Yuta to join them, so why not get someone else to join that group? Which, honestly, depending on who it is, it could either be a good thing or it could be an overkill, but I'm not sure. However, Danielson, I still see him retaining. This storyline is going to continue. It's absolutely going to continue. I don't know where the fuck is going. But Moxley and that whole group, whatever they're calling themselves right now, which I have no clue, it's going somewhere. And this is just the beginning in a way. And honestly, as much as I would like to say that I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view, there's just some things here which is like this could have been better, much better. A lot of people don't seem to be as interested as other pay-per-views, but as usual, AEW has an amazing roster and they're going to put their best foot forward and give us a really great show. So Tony Khan, you already got my Wrestle Dream money. I'm just hoping it's not going to be a nightmare. Guys, thanks so much for watching my prediction video. Let me know down below what you think is going to happen at this pay-per-view, and I'll see you guys on Saturday for the watch-along. Bye.